Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Hello and welcome to week 7 of the Radical Racing Challenge live on Apex Racing TV. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick, alongside me is Austin Knight, Johan Kernes and Mark Trenter to bring you the action from this Oran Park Raceway for this round of the season. Austin, we are in the second half of the championship already, and we head to a circuit where overtaking will be quite a rarity. I think the drivers are about to be starting possibly the most important qualifying of the season.
This is definitely up there in the most important qualifying of the season. As if you just look at the track map, try to identify a braking point or a overtaking opportunity, and it's going to be a struggle to find even one. We got a few opportunities. Turn 12, that final corner, you can make a move coming out of there. If you just get that right, it's very easy to lose the car out of there. Heading into turn 1, it's a giant kink, and that's kind of where these cars like to brake. So if you're going to be cautious heading into there, somebody could send it up the inside, but that also could be a big incident area as well. Turn 3 is a hairpin, and that's the last of the overtaking opportunities, and that is just a very narrow track, a lot of bumps and a lot of twisties. It's going to be very hard, and hey, I'm very ready for this race, and qualifying is going to be important. Johan, what do you think about this track, and how do you think these cars are going to handle?
So for me, Oran Park is an awesome track, but for this car, I think it's the worst possible combination. Honestly, this car's rear end is more nervous than I was during my university exams, and I think if you're going to start running into back markers, it's also going to start defining your race if you're not able to clear them. So qualifying is going to be very important, but then also your awareness on track and your consistency. I think if you are going to make mistakes, and you get knocked back into the pack, you're going to really struggle to recover from that.
Absolutely, if you do make a mistake, especially in qualifying, gonna have a lot of work to do, and as you say, gonna be tricky if you do fall down the order, and there are plenty of places to make mistakes around this circuit. Turn 1 and Turn 2 in particular, expect to see plenty of lockups and potentially a lap 1 instant as well. The drivers have 8 minutes of qualifying, but this is an incredibly short circuit. The laps around here are a minute, and they'll do extremely well to get below a minute mark, but I think we are about to see that because the second lap times almost certainly faster, although most of the second lap times have already been put in. All the greyed up names on the time tower are back in the pits, and so just a few more drivers have got to set times, and that is Van Herk moving on to 6th position there, and half a second clear, Austin. I mean, I was in a session earlier on with Aaron, and he was kind of similarly as dominant, but well, half a second on a 1 minute lap time, that's insane.
Yeah, usually when the lap times are near 60 seconds and you see just like, oh, half a second here and a second there, that is, you're making a mistake and somebody's getting an entire second per lap in such a short amount of time. That is incredibly hard to make up, and he's just dominant around here. Usually we see the spread between the top 5 or between all the cars like about 0.2 or 1/100th of a second. I remember at Silverstone, everyone was so tightly packed together. This is the widest spread out field we've ever had in the Radical Challenge qualifying between 1 and 2. Everyone else kind of goes back to that same pattern. 300ths there, 1/10 there, 7,000 for Van Herk right there, and everybody is really tightly packed, but Baba is just on another level right now.
Yeah, and I guess, Johan, it's just a case of getting a groove into the circuit. I mean, you said how it's not a good car-to-track combo, but maybe it's a bit awkward, but it seems like Aaron's been able to kind of figure it out.
I think the track also kind of favors certain driving styles. If you are a driver that really relies on rhythm, I think you're going to find this track very enjoyable. But if you really struggle to maintain the rhythm over a race, this track is going to start frustrating you at some point.
Yeah, it's just when I was driving around the track, I was finding myself being very, very comfortable around here. If you're really attacking the corners and not smooth around the corners and not smooth with the brake pedal on, you're going to really find yourself falling off the pace a lot. And making some very risky moves. Turn 1 is that flat-out kink, as Hanoi is giving us a very good demonstration of that. Hard into braking zone, heading into Coca-Cola Corner, also following Pepsi Corner. Some funny naming rights to a few of these corners happening. But yeah, this section right here is probably the slowest section on track and the tightest. Very easy in lap 1 to see some cars go around.
Yes,
definitely. And then, so you also have that little bump on turn 4. I've seen that catch out quite a few people on cold tires. But for me, that turn 1 kink is going to be where we see some people really miss their braking marker and overshooting that second turn.
Yeah, and on lap 1, heading into turn 4, sorry, Sam, that inside bump, I will not be surprised if we see drivers prefer that outside line, but qualifying's over. Let's throw it over to Sam.
Yes, Sam Barber on the pole position, like we were saying, half a second clear of the rest of the order, the biggest pole winning margin we think of the season. Then it's John McHutchinson and Castles, who could potentially be very close to the championship leaders after this round, with both Dalladone and Josh Cam not around tonight. Then it's Arturas Condelis, Chris Cash, Philip Van den Herk, Eric Hanoi, Michael Messenger, Stephen Greening, Marek Studnicka, Andre Grishin, Oliver Ettridge, Scott Lear, Antonio Navarro, Richard McClure, Dustin Montgomery, Stefan Grojtowicz, Manrique Valverde, Jack Haynes, Paul Taylor, Mike Buisson, and Gilberto Denetro, rounding out the 22 cars. Lots of new drivers on the grid for this round of the championship, but a quick word on the championship for this round of the season. Austin, the top 2 not around tonight, so this is a good opportunity for really Barber, McCutcheon and Castles to make up some points.
Yeah, some of the drivers just wanted to avoid this track like the plague. This is the draft week that they're going to be taking into effect. It was kind of the black sheep of the schedule when I was looking at the schedule at the start of the season, just be like, it just made me tilt my head to go, all right, that's interesting. But hey, these drivers are the best in the world in this car. We're going to find out who's got the stuff to take it down under 5 red lights. And the Radical Challenge is green, green, green here at Oran Park, and it's a great start by McCutcheon, who immediately jumps Baba. Baba following all the way down the field, and this is not what you want to see if you're a Polster who had a half a second lead heading into race number 1. McCutcheon has a massive lead. It's 2x2, 3 wide actually heading into turn 2.
Barber's had some problems with his clutch over the last few rounds, and that was probably the worst start that he's ever had in this series, down to 3rd position. Also Christian just going off the track at turn 3. The start for Greening, poor start of course for Barber, and for Castles as well from 3rd on the grid. Down to 6th, as there's contact now just behind that stood Nika and Messenger. Messenger with a very good qualifying. More cars flying up, that's pretty much 5 cars out to the running. Chris Cash, who lined up I think in 5th position on the grid, so 1st, 3rd and 5th all having dreadful starts here, and it has left plenty of cars with unrepairable damage.
Yeah, that was a massive crash coming out of the bridge section, and I am at a loss for words for that.
I just want to know, how the hell is Nika's car still in one piece? We saw no damage on the car when he was returning to track.
Yeah,
this
that's a
little
miracle right
scrape
there.
in the front left, I see. And we got more chaos. Turn 1, Taylor McClure. We got, I think that was Taylor going backwards. Yeah, that was Paul Taylor. Looks like at his, one of his own tracks, might have got rear-ended right there, or locked up and spun it around. I don't see damage right there. But 2nd time through the bridge section, Candelas sitting in 2nd, and Baba right there on his tail. Candelas getting a little bit wide, and here comes Baba. He can line up a shot right here and try to make a good old drag race heading into turn 1.
Now we see how tricky it's going to be to overtake around this circuit. Candelas is kind of leaving the door slightly ajar, but it's so fast this turn 1. You can't outbrake them because they're literally braking pretty much on the apex or just after that turn 1, especially as the tyres warm up. So that's not the best chance for him. It's probably going to be down here into turn 3. We can maybe go for the move, and there he goes. Up the inside, there's going to be contact almost between the two of them. They both managed to get it stopped. Now Barber's still trying to get up the inside as they are about to head over the bridge for the 3rd time. Barber trying to get the crowd there. He can't quite get past, but that was very close right there, yeah.
That is the most overlooked section on overtaking opportunities. Aaron Baba knows he must get past Candelas because Mike Hutchinson is pulling away from those. It was 1 second last time by, now it's 1.5 seconds. If Aaron Baba wants to win this race, he really needs to get into the head of Candelas ahead of him and try to make a move. Candelas going so far out wide, he almost enters the pit lane.
Well, that's kind of what you want to do on that exit for the turn. Candelas does have a bit of pace over Baba, so only 1/10 compared to the previous lap that was 2/10. Oh, and Hanoi running very wide there through turn 2. Still fighting there for turn 3.
Baba and Candelas made contact. Candelas goes wide, and Aaron Baba goes up into 2nd place. Farouk jumps up into 3rd, and Candelas falls down into 4th place as we watch that Hanoi very beautiful move. Well, unfortunate incident by Hanoi, but let's catch a replay of this. See Aaron Baba heading through turn 2, checking up on the inside, looking up the inside, sending it up the inside, and they do touch right there.
Kind of what you need to do around this circuit if you're going to be able to pull off a move. Like Hutchinson still in the lead, 1/10 of a second faster. You'd expect Barber to close that gap by the end of the race. But will he have the pace advantage in order to be able to overtake, as we've got a tap, and that's Castles going into the back of Scott Lear, who's had an awesome race actually, is Scott Lear. I don't think he's ever run so high in a broadcasted event, but Castles you'd expect to be faster. Race winner, of course, in the other Australian round this season at Bathurst for the first time, and also up in the top 5 in the championships. And the car number 5 will probably be passed fairly soon. I think there's going to be a move here very soon as well, because Ettridge seems to be holding up Grotchewicz.
It's going to be really difficult to follow through this section. You really need to keep close for that last turn 12, and you really want to get the nice fast exit. So it's all going to come down to this exact turn right here. As we see them exiting, it doesn't seem like he's got too much pace, but we'll see how he catches up with him.
Grotchewicz will have a little bit of advantage. The car ahead of him does have some rear end damage, and that does get some drag. We get Lear and Castles, both of them locking up the wheels, lining up the brakes, but Castles able to smoke it in the braking zone past Lear. And I can tell you, and he just overcooked the brakes right there after, already overcooking them again. They're still side by side, and this is allowing Ettridge to get right by them, and they're just becoming a parking lot. Watch out, Castles, you might be overtaken from behind, but this is a beautiful battle right now for 6th place. And look, Grotchewicz and Ettridge nose to tail with each other right behind these two as well. It's like they're stuck on the highway.
Some beautiful racing from Greening and Lear.
Sorry for interrupting. I was just saying how Castles got ahead for a moment. It's, kind of messed it up, but might be able to make a vengeance for us again.
Little break from this action, and back to the action. Castles and Lear, both of them, more smoke being poured off the brakes right here. I'm so glad iRacing doesn't have insane brake fade, because these two will not finish the race if they continue to race like this. Aaron Baba last lap, 59.76 seconds. And look at this set by Castles into turn 5.
It was a beautiful move up the inside. Very, very brave. And it's difficult with that blind corner. You can't really aim for the apex, so you just need to go off muscle memory. So some really well executed racing there from Castles. Lear not wanting to let go of him, still trying to follow closely behind. So we'll see if he can keep up to Castles as we go along.
Yeah, Lear's definitely wanted to catch back up there, but side by side through the S's heading up into turn 12. Christian, and it's Studica. And oh man, that is so tight off the exit. They're going to go side by side across the line. Hello, we're going to actually try to go 3 wide down the front straight. Okay, somebody grab onto a lucky object. This might end up badly. Heading into turn 1, 2 wide into the braking zone, and they're all going to make it right there. A little bit of netcode contact. And that is Grisha and Studica making massive netcode contact. They both got rear end damage right there, but it looks like Andre Grisha had a little bit of a lockup and had a big wiggle, but man, the biggest mover out of that, Enrique Valverde.
Yeah, driver who we haven't really seen much on these broadcasted races. Car number 15, so decent I rating for Menrique. But we haven't seen him too much, but that was an incredible move, very brave. Arguably, if it went wrong, he would have been the numpty, honestly, but he managed to pull it off, as we've got kind of this train still behind Ettridge at the moment. Apologies, Lear. So Castles has been able to pull away. We kind of expected that. You can see the lap times. Castles nearly dipping below a minute there, and all the others just above that. And this train going back to Mike Buisson. But all these guys very evenly matched. I'm not sure if we're going to see any moves, but this is kind of the racing that we expect from Oran.
I think they got a little gentleman agreement going on here. No crazy moves into a few corners. It's still early on in the race, but the ones who are really sending it into these corners are number 1 and number 2. John McHutchison and Aaron Baba, and you can see that gap is starting to fall for McHutchison. 1.2 seconds, and we're going to have a big race for the lead very soon. Last lap for McHutchison, 1 minute 4.74. Aaron Baba, 59.985.
Aaron Bobber is actually the only driver that's really dropped under the 1 minute for the entirety of the race. So I'm actually surprised that the gap hasn't really shrunk faster than that. But we'll see him reach McHutchinson within the next, say, 3 or 4 laps.
There's another side-by-side action right here. Grisham, I think they're getting tired of the side-by-side into turn 1, and that's Paul Taylor down the inside. And Grisham, I think, is just going to be wishing it's next week already.
He's just going fast, I think, past Denetro, although, I don't know, Denetro seems fairly close. So much damage on all of these cars, and this is a very good circuit to pick up damage if you're going to pick it up anywhere. I mean, Monza, you're going to lose so much time with the air damage, but as long as you avoid steering damage around this place, it's not going to be too bad, but there's so many drivers with damage. Valverde behind them is one of the clean cars out there. So he is really catching up to these guys very quick. I think over a second a lap faster. That last time, and there you can see 1 minute 0.7. Nice time for him. By the way, quick shout out to SDK Gaming for sponsoring this broadcast, providing our brilliant overlay that you see up on screen. Time tout, the battle box, all the logos, and all the other components that we offer, along with the live timing as well, which you can get a link to in the description below. All provided by SDK Gaming. Huge thanks to them for supporting us on Apex Racing TV. And if you want to get this for your broadcasting, for your streaming, or as a heads-up display, head over to sdk-gaming.co.uk to get yourself a 14-day free trial. I assure you will not regret it. As we see this battle once again. Castle's a second lap faster than these guys, and this is looking very close now for Navarro. This is as close as it's been for a few laps.
Yeah, Navarro's got a good chance right here, but it's not good enough because look at the rear wing of Navarro. I mean, Grashowitz behind Navarro. Navarro's wing's fine, but Grashowitz had a good chance right there, but big tap on the back of that wing is not being as effective as it could be. We got a good look right here. Buisson just sneaking ahead of Eric Hanoi, who was looking at the inside, but Mike able to carry that one on. And Mike's up 10 spots, biggest mover of the field so far. And probably the luckiest driver of the field.
That might be it. I'm also seeing just behind them Denetro and Valverde getting into a nice right battle here. Haynes, Denetro and Valverde all very close together. Almost a bit of a shunt there as they go through the dogleg into turn 12, up inside.
Valverde with a good look. Denetro on the outside, getting the better run. It's going to be a drag race up ahead. Denetro showing the bumper to Valverde. Valverde's on the back right wheel. Who is going to be the one that backs off? Neither of them going to show any sympathies for each other. Hard into the brakes, so Valverde with a send into there for 14th place. It's the second time he's done that, and Enrique Valverde, no holds barred into Coca-Cola.
That's kind of the definition of rubbing his racing, would you say?
I don't think they touched, though.
They looked very close for me, but yeah. In third position, Herc also trying to keep Condelis from passing him here. Keeping very close together.
Yeah, 3 tenths faster on that last lap for Condelis. And Herc seemingly with this one kind of locked down. You'd expect a move to be very rare, as Buisson is up another place. So he got past Hanoi on the outside of turn 3 in the last lap, or maybe 2 laps ago. And now he's got past Grashowitz as well. So Buisson with a really good pace up the moment. Usually he's not much faster than Hanoi, honestly, from what we know of these two guys. Hanoi in particular has really improved in the last few weeks, had an excellent Mosport round. But Buisson has got past a couple of guys, and I'm sure he'll be able to catch up to the drivers ahead of it. We are over halfway through these very short radical races that we have. Barber caught up to McHutchinson a couple of laps ago, but he hasn't made much of a indent into that gap since. I think on this lap he's maybe 10th and a half 2/10 faster that last time round, but not close enough for a move. Alternative line move, just trying to put off the Scottish driver who's out in.
Yeah, McHutchison under pressure now. Aaron Baba knows what he needs to do. First catch up to McHutchison. Check. Now put the pressure on McHutchison. And then, well, he's got to overtake him, but he's got a few laps to do that. About 10 laps to go here at Oran Park and 10 opportunities to go right here. This is Denetro, big wiggle off the exit. About too much mustard coming out of the throttle. And that's Haynes Asunika in a battle with him. And that is Jack Haynes sending it to the corner. Gets into Denetro, and he was at the wrong right there, so he lets him back by. And Asunika getting up a spot, but we love seeing this, and we love seeing this even more. McHutchison sending Baba almost all the way to the inside and into a different county right here. As this Baba trying to pressure McHutchison, and he is definitely getting into McHutchison's mind.
That's definitely the proper way to defend through there, and I think he's really caught Baba off guard there. Baba had to really drop back there and kind of reset his charge for first position. Baba does have a bit of pace in hand, so he does have the luxury of sitting back, kind of piling on the pressure on McHutchison, and then just waiting for the tires to start kind of letting go a little bit. That's probably going to happen around lap 20, I think. So then just forcing the probability of an error from his opponent.
Sell the dummy, show the nose, do whatever you need to do to get into McHutchison's head. McHutchison's already showed his cards that he is worried about Baba. Are we going to be seeing another move down the inside? No, we are not. Aaron Baba just staying right there, but last lap, that was fireworks certainly about to show right here. Baba showing his nose down the inside. McHutchison missed the apex.
Yeah, it's this one where Baba was able to make moves earlier on, and he's going to go for another move here. Well, that wasn't quite there. I mean, McHutchison is leaving some space on the inside here. These guys' pace must be absolutely going down the drain right now. And McHutchison's all over the place at the moment, missing apex after apex, but it only matters about track position from here on in. And Baba, if anything, maybe is the favourite for this race. I didn't expect overtaking to be quite this possible, but he is making it very tricky for the Scottish driver. Neither of these guys with too much to lose. Sure, they do want to challenge for the championship, but they'll be thinking about the race win, and that's about it right now. He is closer, is the Dutch driver this time. Through the final corner, the gap is quarter of a second. Wasn't quite the same exit for Baba, and unless he's fully alongside heading into turn 1, he's not going to be able to do anything, so he'll just have to wait behind and wait for turn 2 again.
Unless McHutchison loves taking a wider line heading into Coca-Cola, Baba could send it, and there's a big slide by Baba off the apex right there. Might have dipped the wheel into that little ditch area at the curb, but Baba and McHutchison, both of them are pushing their cars to the absolute limit, and Aaron Baba falling back a few tenths, but last lap between these two was still 1 minute and 59 seconds. 1 minute and 1 second. They are pressuring each other so much that now everyone else is catching up to them. But they're 4 seconds ahead of third place.
Yeah, I do think they've got a little bit of room to play around with. I think these gentlemen on screen right now, Navarro really realizing that he does need to get this move done now. Etheridge is going to do all that he can to stay ahead, but I do think Navarro is kind of sizing him up for a move on the main straight. So we head through the dog leg, turn 12, and it's all going to depend on exit, but it doesn't seem like he's got so much speed. He's going to rely on the draft a little bit. He's too far back though, so he's going to have to tuck in and follow it behind.
So we'll see what's happening with our leaders again. And we'll just take this quick opportunity as we're not exactly seeing an overtake. So also thank Apex Racing Academy. Over 29 data packs offered by Apex Racing Academy for Rallycross and for road racing. They're one of the sponsors for this championship. If you check out apexracingac.com, you can download their software. It's fantastic software as well. Downloads all the setup straight into your file directory whenever you load it into iRacing. Takes the hassle out of it. And yeah, also get track tutorials, of course, and some coaching as well from some of the best drivers in all of iRacing. Bubba closes the gap by 0.2 of a second again, but he's not had that same opportunity as he had a few laps ago, where he nearly got alongside, heading down the front straight. And he can't go for the move into turn 3 either. The laps are very quickly running out.
It's lap 20, like predicted. Are we going to be seeing this, Johan?
The tires are going to start letting go. I know for a fact they've been driving the tires a lot harder than I can possibly do, and I know that the tires don't like this part of the race. Ettridge and Navarro still getting out. Navarro, nice little pass on the inside.
Ettridge giving room, and well, Ettridge gave a little bit too much room. It's out on the accumulator right now, as lap 20 is in the books. We start lap 21, and 4 laps to go.
Different line for Barber. That time he went wide.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like he's trying to go for the later apex to get a bit of speed out of it.
Oh, he's pressuring him on the outside and trying to go for the switchback right there, but the Hutchinson's right there. And here comes Baba sending it in there. That is a very aggressive send, if I do say so myself. But Aaron Baba yeets it into first.
And that's surely going to decide the victor of this race then. Baba leaving absolutely nothing on the table there. He was so close heading into the corner and just going for that block pass, really leaving Hutchinson no option whatsoever. Had to turn out of the corner. And he is passed, crucially, and from pole position. He dropped to 3rd position off the start with a dreadful launch off the line. And here it was, and it was just too tempting not to go for it. When you're in this range, he's got to go for it. Gets partially alongside, he hits the apex, he's not running wide. Hutchinson might feel a little bit hard done by, but eventually the pressure just told.
It was alongside, so it's clean racing.
Was alongside, he saw the gap and he certainly sent it in there, but that was a big send. Some drivers would prefer it not done like that, but hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go. And I'm gonna be honest, I think we're about to see the same move right here for 3rd place. This happened, and a much cleaner version of it. No contact made, but oh, that is tight coming out of the exit, still side by side. But that is Candela sneaking his way past up into 3rd place.
This was actually happening at the same time as the McHutchison and Baba battle.
Yeah, just showing the pace that McHutchison and Baba difference. Baba has pulled out a 1.8 second gap, and I think McHutchison might have backed away. Yeah, he definitely has backed away. 1 second that lap. I feel like he doesn't want to pressure it that much. 2 laps to go. You're up in 2nd place. You just want to finish this race now.
Yeah, it's all about self-preservation at this point. Unless you're within a second with the car in front of you, you do need to think about actually finishing the race. And here on Oran Park, it's really easy to go off track, lose a handful of positions, just because you try to have a look up the inside.
Or you just overdrive the car trying to set a new fastest lap. When we know Aaron Baba, he doesn't back down. He loves setting fastest laps. He just has one mode, go. And he's showing that right now. 2.5 seconds separates him and McHutchison. Battle for 14th between Denetro and Valverde. Both these drivers have had very daring moves, and well, their cars seemed a little bit worse for wear.
Studnicka, has he? Studnicka towed back to the pits, I think he may have done. So I think he had enough. Bit of damage already on that car. I mean, every panel on that car is bent in one form or another. And
he's that was a very immediate. Did he just get disqualified?
It's possible.
I think he was disqualified because that was a very immediate just deletion from the track. Valverde, last lap. We're going to see any braking zone moves from him? No, we are not. White flag is out for Aaron Baba, and he's actually he's coming to the final corner right now. It's an up and down day for Aaron Baba. off the line, not the best, but he was able to power his way through the field to take the win back, followed by John McHutchison and Cadelis completing the podium.
Some real solid racing from these drivers, and the consistency required for the top of the grid is just amazing. It's unless you've driven these cars, it's really easy to think that you can just go around, but it does require a lot of you.
For sure, and so yeah, such close margins around this circuit, as some of the drivers just outside the top 10 crossing line. Chris Cash, who had damage right from the get-go. We might even get some replays maybe whilst we're going through the interviews with what kind of happened on lap 1. There were many incidents, and I'm sure we'll get some explanations from some of the drivers. I'll just take this opportunity as well to thank our last sponsor for this broadcast, Virtual Racing School, for helping us out on Apex Racing TV, a virtual racing school with over 50 data packs for road and oval racing setups, track guides, data analysis software, and one-on-one coaching. So if you are looking to get better on iRacing in really any kind of car, GT3s, prototypes, stock cars, Indy cars, absolutely anything like that, do check out Virtual Racing School to improve your on-track performance. So all the drivers are across the line, I believe, and so we should be able to go through your final results for this week 8 of the championship, as Aaron Bubba, who I believe will be at the top of the broadcast championship as well after that one, another 25 points to his haul. John McHutchison was in second place. Usually when McHutchison gets out in the lead, there is no stopping him, but he wasn't quite able to take a second consecutive race win tonight after his win last time out at Silverstone. Arturus Condelis was in third position, then it was Philip van der Herk. Stephen Greening was very much under the radar, but a very solid 5th place actually there for Stephen. And Castles was in 6th after a poor start. Scott Lear hung on brilliantly to 7th place. Antonio Navarro was in 8th. Mike Buisson had to make plenty of overtakes to get up to 9th. Then there's Oliver Ettridge, Eric Hanoi, Stefan Gotchowitz, Gilberto Denetro, Manurique Valverde, Paul Taylor, Jack Haynes, Chris Cash, and Richard McClure was in 18th. 2 laps down was Marek Studnicka, who pulled to the side of the circuit in the closing stages, and the retirees, and I'm surprised there weren't more honestly, were Andre Grishin, Michael Messenger, and Dustin Montgomery. Did not see much of those drivers, unfortunately, out on track, but I'm sure they'll be back next week. Maybe glad to see this Oran Park circuit be gone for the rest of the season. But yeah, I mean, Johan, I mean, we've already said how, you know, strong the driving was there, but Aaron Bubba, to keep his cool and to really not rush things, I think, was really admirable, because, you know, when you're so dominant in qualifying, when you know you're the fastest driver, and yet you drop down to 3rd off the start, it's very easy to get too emotional and go for some rash moves, but he was very calculated out there.
Yeah, and you spoke about overdriving the car, and that's exactly what he forced from his opponent. Just forced him to overdrive, and then just waited to pounce on that mistake. And I think that patience is exactly what he needed for the win.
Yeah, it was an awesome result for him, and now Austin, he's in the lead of the championship. Is there any stopping him either?
It's one of the fastest drivers in the entire iRacing service in this car. I don't see any I'm not gonna say it's 100% Baba's in the lead. Write the check, send it to him right now, because in racing anything can happen. We saw it at the start of this race. A clutch problem sent him down in a 3rd, but he was able to power his way back through there in a track that is so hard to overtake. Oh man, I believe we're in for a very good fight for this championship. It's going to go down to the wire.
Just seeing what happened to Chris Cash on the first lap. I think first instant maybe wasn't his fault, and then the second instant was his fault, and I think both caused similar amounts of damage. Didn't need to come into the pits, but that car must have been absolute rubbish to drive for the rest of the race. So shame for Chris there, but hope to see him back for the rest of the season. We have got some interviews now with the drivers, which is very good news. We will first have a chat with, well, we've got our top 2 drivers, but we'll first have a chat with Mr. Oran Barber, who takes what I believe is maybe his 3rd or 4th race victory of the season. Oran, I'm sure you'll correct me on that one, but congratulations on the race win. But we've got to talk about the starts. I know that you're not the biggest fan of them sometimes, but yeah, what happened this time?
Really, Sam? I'm speechless. I really don't know what to say because I've been driving this track like the whole week, and I did a bunch of too many races with my other account. So I had every time the perfect start, and I have on my 4th screen above, I have the smart controls from the Ultimate, and I applied exactly the same clutch pressure as all the other races. And then it's spun at the start, and then it's a matter of not losing your cool, maybe because on this track, if you lose too many positions, it's crazy to get them back. So I thought, okay, I know I have the pace. I have to just make sure I don't do stupid things, because even if I finish 2nd or 3rd, it's good for points. But I know I have the pace here, and I made some moves on John. He was defending. It's not easy to overtake on this track, especially with skilled drivers. So you have to be patient and know where to because it's not like it's a big track like Spa or Sebring or something. It's a small one, so one mistake and it can cost a lot of points.
Definitely. And talk us through that move on John, actually, because it was down at turn 4. Was that something that you were lining up beforehand, or was it quite a surprise, the fact that you kind of went for that move? Was it quite an impulsive decision?
I was planning that move the whole time, because on turn 1 I tried a few times to take the inside line. It works against some drivers, but I didn't. I thought that I had no chance to do it against John, because he was braking also late, and then you have to be dirty and then push the other one off track, and I didn't want to do that. So I thought maybe I do it on turn 2. I stay on the left, so he has a slightly slower exit for turn 3, and the tricky one with the bump. And then I thought, okay, because I was seeing him every lap, he was braking there way too early, and I put my brake bias to 56 to just brake at the last moment. And I thought the move was okay. I don't know what you guys thought about it, but I thought it was fine from my point of view. We had a little contact. It was a 0x contact, but that was the only possibility to make the move. It was only there, because on the straight, it's with the draft reduced, you cannot, and I had some damage, I think. I don't know from where. And then yeah, that was the only place.
Yeah, well, we all thought it was a very good kind of block pass, and very much kind of what you have to do around this circuit in order to make a move, as you say. When you were battling, John, did the championship come into your mind? Were you kind of thinking, oh, maybe I don't want to, risk, maybe having an incident and losing some points, or were you treating it like you've been treating all the other
Nah,
races?
I just read it as a race. It's for me, it's important to win, but you have to keep in mind that you're driving against drivers from the radical community, and these are the guys that we talk to every day. So you want to win, you want to make a pass, but you don't want to end on the grass, both of you, and then yeah, it can cost some points. But for the championship, P2 was okay, but for the racer in me, I know I had a little bit more pace on this track, so I wanted to win, because I was really mad about the start. I don't know with this car, it's like randomly. I don't know what happens. I have to see where the problem lies.
Yes, but as long as you're as you've been in the last few weeks, and I'm sure you'll be able to make up for whatever happens off the line. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
You guys, especially, and then next week Sebring. I hope Mr. Pablo Lopez will be there. Will join us, because we've been talking on the phone a few times, and I think he will make some time to be with us at Sebring. It's a much better track than this one to race. and I hope we will see some better participation.
Definitely. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Lopez back. That would be absolutely terrific. Of course, the champion from a couple of seasons back. Thanks for having a chat with us, Oran, and yeah, best of luck at Sebring.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye. See you next week.
And Barbara, they're your race winner tonight.
And I'm standing by with John McCutcheon, who, oh man, off the line, John, you had the start that you definitely wanted. When you saw Baba go past you, just on that front straight, what was going through your head?
Yeah, I got a blistering start there tonight, but the 8 o'clock race, I didn't. I spun the tyres on the line, so I was just praying and hoping that wouldn't happen again. But like you said, I just took off this time. And then when I seen our tourists getting in between me and Errand, I thought, okay, try and get a gap, but it wasn't big enough.
Yeah, you led that race for 21 laps, then turn 5 came up, and you want to talk about that incident or no?
I just thought it was a bit of a desperate lunge, but it's all good. He was faster than me anyway, so he might have got by, but anyway, it was a lot of contact, but I'll get over it.
All right. Next week, it is Sebring. How you feeling about that track, and you going to prepare hard for it?
Yeah, good. I like Sebring. I think everyone likes Sebring. Yeah, to avoid the bumps and use them if you can, and avoid them if you can. Some of them. But I look forward to it.
All right. We'll see you next week. But before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
Just you guys for the commentating, the broadcast. So you do a good job, like I say every week. And I'll give a shout out to Dave's mum.
All right. Thank you, John. You have yourself a good week. And joining us in the commentary booth is our third place finisher, standing by with Johan.
Yes, guys.
Yeah, so Arturus, what was that race like for you? It was quite a battle there at the end with Herc. Just talk us with what was going through your mind. What was the car feeling like near the end, and what you had to do to clinch that third position?
Oh, first of all, it was very physical. 24 laps around Oran Park. It's just non-stop, corner after corner, and I'm just soaking in sweat. And yeah, for the first few laps, I had no confidence in myself, and Aaron had to make a move. The move was slightly more rude than I would have liked, but it's racing, you know. He got through. He was faster. I was nowhere. And yeah, Philip got by in the same place. And yeah, in this track, you just cannot possibly overtake unless the guy in front makes a large mistake. And yeah, and he started making some with his tire wear, and yeah, it was a nice short battle, and I managed to get through and P3. I guess it's good.
And then with this race, how do you feel for the championship? Do you feel like it's helps you a bit with momentum, or do you still feel a bit kind of I would say cautiously optimistic about the future?
Yeah, that's the right description. Cautiously optimistic. I should be up there because Alessandro, for some reason, wasn't there today, and yeah, just trying to be consistently up top, and hopefully something will come out in the end.
And then any plans for preparation for next week, or is it just going to be kind of just be the same? Just look at what's happened throughout this race, and then plan from there, or do you have any special preparations planned for Sebring?
Nothing planned as of yet, but I heard the little rumor that Pablo Lopez is probably racing next week, so we have a bit of a nice history, and yeah, I would like to be out there again racing him. He's a great racing driver, so hopefully I'll keep up with all of them.
I do think we have been hearing the same rumors. Any shout-outs from your side?
Just the same one to you guys. Thanks for making this broadcast so amazing. It's always a pleasure to watch afterwards. So yeah, thanks a lot.
And yeah, once again, just Congratulations on third place, and good luck for the next round at Sebring.
Yes, buddy.
Arturas Condelis there, third place finisher tonight. And some pretty good points for himself, as he says, with Cam and Daladone not around tonight. Arturas going to be very close to the summit of the championship after this evening's racing. Of course, we'll be back then next week for Sebring for the next round of the championship. A quick word actually on that, Austin, for Sebring. Very bumpy track. Of course, fixed setup series this, so much down to iRacing as to how enjoyable this car is going to be to drive around that circuit, because you need some soft springs to get around that place.
Yeah, the bumps are certainly going to be needed, respected by whoever set up the iRacing setup for these cars. It's definitely going to be a race to look forward to, and certainly all these drivers love good old Sebring because, the Radical kind of has a lot of place racing at Sebring, being a kind of a early LMP3 type like car.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun. Sebring, we had an endurance race around there a couple of seasons ago. I think just normal length this time round, but certainly a track that the drivers can really enjoy, I am sure. So we'll be back with you then for that round of the championship. But of course, don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe to Apex Racing TV, because shockingly enough, this isn't the only race that we broadcast. We broadcast 20 odd other races every single week on European and also US time zones. We've got NASCAR series going on, we've got sports car series going on, prototypes, single seaters. In fact, actually, we've got kind of single seaters night tomorrow. We've got 3.5 championship, that's the official series, a bit like this championship. And then we've also got the Apex Racing Academy Formula 3 championship, which has been incredible viewing so far this season. I think round 3 will be very much more of the same thing. That's Montreal tomorrow, so do make sure to catch that one. We've also got Apex Racing League GT as well, Formula V action as well, and also a new GT3 Pro Championship starting on Tuesday evening. So do make sure to subscribe to Apex Racing TV so you can catch all of them, and also check out our Instagram, Facebook and Twitter accounts as well on Apex Racing TV, so where you can see highlights and updates of everything that is going on Apex Racing TV. Once again, big thanks to SDK Gaming, to Virtual Racing School and to Apex Racing Academy for sponsoring this broadcast. And big thanks to them for helping us out on Apex Racing TV. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, from Austin Knight, from Johan Karanis, and from Mark Trenter, we are going to say goodbye, and we will see you in 7 days' time at Sebring. See you then.
Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala,
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke,
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong,
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
and many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.